Well, there was yet another mass shooting the other day in Georgia, I believe. Appalachian High School. Colt Gray, 14-year-old, went to the school with an assault rifle. Two people ended up being killed, two students and two teachers. I just came across a headline that read that the student's mother called Appalachian High School with a warning after getting an alarming text. Now, that's what the grandfather said. But we're going to talk about it. I need to go and fetch my article, and I'll be right back, okay? Well, all right.
Who's on point like a duck or an arrow? Introducing ladies and gentlemen, be special. I said, who's on point like a duck or an arrow? Introducing ladies and gentlemen, be special. Who's on point like a duck or an arrow? Introducing ladies and gentlemen, be special. Who's on point like a duck or an arrow? Introducing ladies and gentlemen, be special. I said, who's on point like a duck or an arrow? Introducing ladies and gentlemen, be special. Who's on point like a duck or an arrow?
What is up, y'all? You're listening to B Sparrow on Buzz Tweet Talk Radio.
So we're talking about the mass shooting that happened the other day. The suspect, who's 14-year-old Colt Gray, is being held at the Georgia Department of Juvenile Justice, and he is slated to remain there until he turns 17. Glenn Allen, the agency spokesperson, that's what he told CNN the other day. Under Georgia law, a juvenile aged 13 to 17 who commits a serious crime is automatically tried as an adult. The four people that he killed, two 14-year-old students and two teachers, authorities say that one of the teachers was celebrating her birthday with her students the day she was shot and killed. 9 injured are expected to make a full recovery, and the suspect was questioned about online threats made earlier on May 2023. In May of 2023, law enforcement officials questioned Colt Gray and his father about online threats to commit a school shooting that included photos of guns. According to a joint statement from the FBI, Atlanta, and the Jackson County Sheriff's Office, Colt Gray, who was 13 at the time, he told investigators during that interview that someone is accusing him of threatening to shoot up a school, stating that he would never say such a thing, even in a joking manner, authorities said. Authorities could not substantiate the threats, and the investigation was closed, according to the Sheriff's Department. The suspect's father is the one that gifted him the gun involved in the shooting. Two law enforcement sources with direct knowledge of the investigation said Colin Gray told authorities he purchased the AR-style rifle used in the shooting school as a holiday present for his son in December of 2023, just months after authorities initially contacted the father about online threats. The suspect had writings on his past school shootings. During questioning, Gray told investigators, "I did it." As authorities searched his home, they found documents that they believe he wrote, referencing past school shootings, including references to the 2018 massacre at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School in Florida. So, the mother, Macy's mother, called a warning to the school counselor prior to the shooting, according to this article on MSN. And that's what the grandfather told MSN, that the mother called the school to warn them right before the shooting. Marcy Gray's father, who is Charles Palhamas, told the New York Post that his daughter was at his home in Georgia on Wednesday morning when Colt texted her to say, "I'm sorry, Mom." Colt has been charged with 4 counts of murder with committing a mass shooting earlier this week at Appalachian High School in Winder, Georgia. He will be tried as an adult. Marcy Gray broke her silence, apologizing for the absolute horrific shooting. The mother called the school about an unspecified extreme emergency involving coke sometime before the shooting began. A 10-minute call was placed from Marcy Gray's phone to the school at 9:50 a.m. The Washington Post reported police were notified of the shooting around 9:20 that morning. Marcy Gray later confirmed the call to the Washington Post, which reported Gray declined to elaborate on what had prompted her to call in the warning in the first place. According to the Post, Brown has a shared phone plan with the family, which allowed her to see a log of calls made by her sister. So the mother tried to call and warn the school. It was like 10 minutes before. And if I'm not mistaken, they arrested the father too. Yeah, this article goes on to say Gray's father, Colin Gray, 54, faces a maximum sentence of 180 years in prison for 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter, 2 counts of second-degree murder, and 8 counts of cruelty to children. An arrest warrant for Colin Gray alleges he gave his son a firearm with knowledge he was a threat to himself and others. He declined to enter a plea at his first court appearance, and neither him nor his son have asked for bond to be set at their hearing. So this is a warning to the parents. If you're going to buy your child a gun and he go out and do a massacre shooting like this, just know that they're going to get you too. It's your girl, B Sparrow, BuzzSweet Talk Radio. Let me know what y'all think about this. Should the parents be arrested?
Tone and turn up. Love the Buzz Tweet Talk Radio videos? Drop a like. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Hit that subscribe button to stay in the loop with all our buzzing content.
Who's on point like a dart or an arrow? Introducing ladies and gentlemen, be special. I said, who's on point like a dart or an arrow? Introducing ladies and gentlemen, be special. Who's on point like a dart or an arrow? Introducing ladies and gentlemen, be special. Who's on point like a dart or an arrow? Introducing ladies and gentlemen, be special. I said, who's on point like a dart or an arrow? Introducing ladies and gentlemen, be special. Who's on point like a dart or an arrow?